Adding mixed numbers with unlike denominators. To add mixed numbers with unlike denominators, rewrite the fractions as equivalent fractions with a common denominator. Add the fractions, then add the whole numbers. Make sure your answer is in the simplest form. Alright, so we have 2 and 1/6 plus 1 and 2/5. So you change this fraction to have the common denominator of 30. So we have 6 and 5, so we have this common denominator here. Then you change just the small portions of the fractions, and then you add the whole numbers together. So you end up with 3 and 17/30. Here, we choose 9 as the common denominator because 9 is a multiple of 3. Then we change the numerators. Well, up here we don't have to change the numerator, but down here we multiply the 2 by 3 to get 6. You add 7 plus 6 to get 13/9, and then you add the whole numbers to get 7. And you can see that now we can move over another whole 9 out of 9 over to this part, so we get 8 and 4/9. In order to do that, you just take 13, you subtract 9, and you move the whole number over here, and that becomes 8, and then 13 minus 9 is 4, so you're left with 4/9. Here are steps to add and simplify. We start with 9 and 1/3 plus 8 and 3/4. Our first step is to find the common denominator of the fractions. So we have 1/3 and 3/4, therefore the common denominator is 12. To get 12 here, we would multiply the denominator 4 by 3, therefore we then multiply the numerator 3 by 3, and we get 9. We do the same step up here for 1/3 and to turn it into 4/12. Then we rewrite the equation over here. We add up the whole numbers and the fractions. So that's our second step. So 4/12 plus 9/12 gives us 13/12. Then we add 9 plus 8 to get 17. As we can see here, 13 is larger than 12, therefore we can move over a full number over to there. So that becomes 12/12 plus 1/12 instead of just 13/12. Therefore, we have an 18 here now, this 12 out of 12, and we're left with this 1/12. Try this, 9.5 plus 7/10. Alright, so the first step is to add the fractions together, and to do that we need a common denominator. We can see that 10 is a multiple of 2, so let's use 10 as our common denominator. Now this fraction doesn't have to change at all, however this one does. To get 10, we multiply 2 by 5. So let's multiply the numerator by 5, and that turns into 5/10. Then we just move this 9 over here, and we have our new problem. So here we add 5 plus 7, and we get 12/10, and we move the 9 straight down so that it becomes 9 and 12/10. Now 12 is larger than 10, so we can simplify this further. This 12 can be broken up into two pieces. 10/10 plus 2/10. So this 10/10 simplifies to 1, and we're left with 2/10. So when we add 9 plus 1, we get 10, and then we're left with just this 2/10. So this would be our answer, except 2/10 can be simplified further. So if you divide 2 by 2 and 10 by 2, you get 10 and 1/5. And that is our answer. 3 and 5/12 plus 2 and 3/4. Alright, so the first step is to add the fractions. We need a common denominator, but we have 12 and 4, and 12 is a multiple of 4, so let's use 12 as our common denominator. This fraction does not have to change because it already has 12 as the denominator. However, this one does. To get 12, we multiply 4 by 3, so let's multiply the top by 3, and we get 9. Now we rewrite our whole numbers like that, and we have our new problem. So then we add 5 plus 9, and we get 14/12. 3 plus 2 gives us 5. Now 14 is larger than 12, so this can be simplified further. This 14/12 can be written as 12/12 plus 2/12. And so this 12/12 simplifies to 1. So 5 plus 1 gives us 6, and we're left with 2/12. This 2/12 can be simplified further. If you divide the top by 2 and the bottom by 2, you get 6 1/6, which is the answer.